Hello. In this video, we will see how we can make a calculator application using Windows WinForms. So for this, we will first create a project in Visual Studio. In that, we will go for WPF application using C Sharp. We will name the application as calculator. Once the project is created, there will be two files. First one is the main window.xml, which will be related to the front end part, and next one is .cs file, which will have all the code that is related to this file. So in this, while creating the front end, we don't need to create separate components. They are already available. We can use them by using the toolbox, which is present on the left side. So by expanding this drop down, we will get all the controls that we can integrate here. So first, for the calculator application, we will be designing like it will have a text box, and below that text box it will contain some buttons, uh, the buttons that are present in normal calculator. And here in the sidebar there will be an image which will be a kind of logo thing. Okay, so first let's start with the text box. It is a drag and drop type of thing, so we will drag the text box here and we can adjust the size that we wanted. Okay. Once the text box is created, we need buttons for performing the operation. So we'll go into the button tab and paste the button here. Okay, the buttons are created. Then we will start labeling the buttons. So first we will go into the properties section, which is here. So as soon as we click any component, the properties that are related to that particular component will be appeared here. So let's start with this button, and I need to edit the text. So I'll go into the text section and place 7 here. Same for this one. So the numbers are created. The only thing that are remaining is the operations that we need to perform and equal to button. So we'll create equal to button. Then next we will create is divide, multiply, subtraction, and addition. And we will create extra button which will be clear text. Name it as C. So buttons are created, but the sizes of button are not in a proper way. So we will adjust its height and weight. So I will give a height of 50, sorry, width of 50 and height of 25. So it will look better. Now it's looking much better than before. So for this text box, the text is way too smaller. So we will increase the font size and it will be present in the properties section in the layout. I guess it is layout. Okay. Here you can see that there is a text section and we can set the size. Okay. This will be way too bigger. Okay, no problem. So here the text box size is adjusted. Then we will go to the button. So as you can see, whenever we click this button, we need to perform an operation. So for this, we have to create a separate method for this. The logic will be like, first we will click the numbers and the number will be displayed here. Then as soon as we will click on any operator, then the number will be cleared from here and it will be stored into a variable. And then we will enter the second number, and after entering the second number, as soon as we will click equal to sign, the operation will be performed and the result will be displayed in this text box. So for this we will create the function for each button. It will be here. I will name it as button click. Okay, the function will be created automatically. So as soon as I will click this 7, this function will be triggered. I need to do the same process for other button. It will be only for numbers. So we will create two variables here. Will be int first, second will be int second, and a char operator. Okay. If we are clicking on button, then we will add those number into the text box. So we need to create a variable for this text box where we can make the changes. For text box, go into the text and it is null, and the name of the variable will be text controller. Okay. So what we will do, we will create a button object here, because as we are clicking the button, so we are getting that button into the function. After creating the object for that button, we will append the content of that button into the text controller variable. So suppose the text controller is empty at first, and we are clicking on 7 button. So this function will be triggered and the object of 7 button will be passed here, and the text controller will be appended with that button content. So here will be 7, like this way. Okay. If we try to dry run this application, it will throw an error. Okay, it worked. So if I click 7, then 7 will be appeared here. If you click 8, it will be appended to front 9, 4. Okay. So in this way it works. Then we need to create the methods for these operators. So first we will go with divide. And okay. So in this case, when we click any button, any operator button, then we need to store the previous text into any variable. So what we will do, we will store it into the first variable that we created here, integer variable. So it will be text controller dot text, and as this first is integer, so we need to pass this string into an integer. For this we will use int32.parse. Once it is done, we need to set an operator to which button we clicked. So for divide, we had assigned it to this divide operator. So same for the other methods too. Okay. The change here will be, it is for add, it's for subtract, for multiply, divide will be as it is. So it is done. And okay, one thing is remaining. After clicking the operator, the text controller should display empty text because we need to enter the other integers. For this, we will use text controller.clear. Okay, now we need to work on this equal sign, which will print an answer. So for this, I will name it as equal click. What it will do, it will first take the text of the text controller and store it into the second variable. Second is equal to int32. Then we need to check the operator, whether it is divide, whether it is multiply, whether it is add or subtract. As we had stored the first uh, before clicking any operator, now we need to perform operation on these both the variables. So we will use an if condition. If operator is equal to addition, then now we need to store result into a variable. So we'll create a variable. It is variable as result and assign the result. Divide one is remaining. Okay. Now we have stored the answer into the result variable. We need to display that result onto the text block. So what we will do, first we need to clear what is present on the text controller. And after that, we need to assign the answer, which will be result. As the result is an integer, so we need to convert it into the string. So toString method will do the work for us. And yeah, that's it. Our application should work. Let's test it. Okay, first we will do some simple calculation, which is 4 plus 1. And if we click equal, 5 will be there. So understood what is the workflow? Yeah. So when we click on 7, it will get appended. Then as we click any operator, the number will be vanished from here and it will be stored into the first variable. And if we click any value, as 57 is not divisible by anyone. Let's try. We click on equal to, we'll get 11. Okay. For more styling purpose, we can add an image here. So here it is an image component. You can place it here. In the source, we can, let's assign it to this. Okay, so now it's looking a little bit better. 89 multiplied by 10 will be 890. Okay, that's all.